Today I'm cutting this piece of whiskey garnet, and naturally it's a circular shape, so I'm going to do a cut called the spike highlight, which is similar to the standard brilliance cut, but it has 3 times the complexity with 97 different facets. Just headed right down to the workshop here, and I'm going to grind a flat point on the back, and this is going to allow an adequate anchor point for my starting dop stick. And here is the gem in the transfer jig concealed in plasticine, and this just allows me to find the center point of the gem before I do my temporary bond with the wax. Now we got the gem in the machine and we're ready to do the preform, so I'm going to grind this into a cylinder, and then I'm going to cut in my girdle facets, which you can see here, which is the perimeter of the stone. And here we formed the culet, which is the point of the gem on the pavilion. Alright, so I've cut this gem on my 1200 grit. I'm just going to move on to my pre-polish stage now. I like to use a 3000 grit for a pre-polish. It's my crystal light, just in case any of you are fascinating and you're curious. This is crystal light solid steel disc. 3000 grit. These are really nice quality, and I would definitely recommend going right into the pre-polish here, and we'll get this pavilion polished right afterwards. So now I'm just working on the polishing stage, and here I am removing the gemstone from the machine. As you can see, that is a polished pavilion. And we're just going to do a quick gem transfer so we can cut the top half of the gem. So just removing it from the transfer jig, and I like to do a little spin in my hands to make sure everything feels nice and aligned before I remove the original dop. Now we're adding it back to the machine and we're good to go for the crown facets. Alright, so once the gem's mostly formed in, the facets go pretty quick, as you'll see here. So I'm working on the crown facets. I do a quick check, make sure everything looks aligned, which it does. That's at 48, index to 60. It's only a couple swipes on 60. Just like that, take a look. Looking good. Next index, 72. Okay, just doing a quick transfer on the laps. That was my pre-polished disc, and this is the polishing disc. And all that orange residue in the pan is my cerium oxide solution. I've said in a prior video, I like to do a low speed for polishing. If you have too much water on the lap wheel, the gem actually hydroplanes across the water on the polishing phase. So if it's a little bit too wet, what I do is I actually just turn the lap up for a second. The centrifugal force of the spinning wheel will throw water off the lap if I go really fast. That's the sound of a gem polishing. It's almost time for my favorite part, which is cutting the table. Just gonna do one little quick look over here. Now I do explain this in every video, but I have to add on this adapter here, and it just allows me to cut the table, which is a degree of 0. The adapter is a 45-degree angle. You set the machine at 45 and the 45s cancel out and it makes 0 degrees.